Hey guys, Scary Stories here. I thought it'd be fun tonight to go over a couple stories from people who've gone on record as seeing some pretty bizarre things out there. Now, I'm not claiming that they're all 100% real, but they're all from people who really did believe they happened to them. But before we get into the stories, I just wanted to start plugging at the beginning of the videos that going forward I'll be committing to a schedule for the channel. I'd like to aim for 2 videos a week, posting Thursday and Sunday. I think we're going to go for 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific time. Another thing I've been hearing a lot about from other creators is that YouTube's changing the algorithm a little bit, putting a lot more emphasis on shorts. I'm sure at this level it doesn't really matter, but I do enjoy doing shorts. I know not everybody likes them, but I think it could be fun to throw in a couple shorts throughout the week, looking at ghost videos, looking at ghost pictures, reading really, really short stories, and just kind of sprinkling them here and there. Keeping the Thursday, Sunday for the main videos. Those will stay the same, and those will be regular narrations, but everything else will just kind of be like bonus, like just tune in Thursday and Sundays for the main attraction, and then if you like everything else, then it'll be there for you too. Hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully you'll enjoy the shorts I'll be putting out. I'm going to kind of treat the whole thing like I'm showing you guys weird, creepy videos and photos I find on the internet or on Reddit. I like to show my friends in real life that kind of stuff, so I'll just include you guys in that little circle of friends I have going on. Very little. But that's fine, because we're all friends, right? Anyways, so if you haven't already, feel free to like the video. Feel free to subscribe. You liking, commenting, subscribing, it all lets me know that you're enjoying the content. Okay, now let's get into the stories. I hope you enjoy. So this first one, it's a story I've wanted to talk about for a little while. It's the story of Edward Brian McCleary and his escape from a sea monster. McCleary was just 19 when he and his 4 teenage friends, Warren Sally, Eric Rule, Larry Bill, and Brad Rice, were said to be attacked by a prehistoric beast. On March 24th, 1962, the 5 friends decided to check out the USS Massachusetts. The Navy had sunk the decommissioned ship off the coast of Pensacola, Florida, and the boys thought it would be a perfect place to scuba dive. As the boys sailed towards the battleship in a rubber raft, they hit a fierce storm. After being tossed around by strong winds, they found themselves lost in the fog. As the sun began to set, the boys heard some splashing nearby. It was then that they smelled the stench of rot and heard something hissing. McCleary claims he then saw something like a 3-meter pole or very long neck coming straight at them. Panicking, the teens ditched their raft and swam for the battleship. But as they paddled, McCleary saw the monster pull Eric Rule under the water. And then he heard Warren shout, "It's got Brad." And a few moments later, Sally screamed in pain, and Larry Bill vanished into the fog. McCleary swam to shore, where he was discovered by a rescue crew. 3 years later, he told his story to Fate magazine and sketched an image of the beast that supposedly killed his friends. The illustrations bear a striking resemblance to a plesiosaurus. The only remains of any of his friends found was that of Brad Rice, who eventually washed up to shore. The other boys were never found again. I'd love to do a longer video on this one incident alone. There's a surprising amount to it. This next one's a little bit more cranial. It's about someone who saw alien brains on the road. On August 17th, 1971, John Hudges and Paul Rodriguez were driving home from Palo Verde, California, when they saw aliens on the road. They looked like cerebrums, with the smaller of the two slightly bigger than a softball. The larger of them had large red eyes, and it began to float towards them. The pair immediately hightailed it out of there, and Hodges dropped Rodriguez off at his home. But when Hodges got home, the aliens returned. This time, he was taken to their leader. According to Hodges, the aliens he met on the ship were of a more common type, but they told him that the brains were essentially pets that they used for telepathic communications. Why they let these brains wander free to reveal their existence to their first human contact, it was never explained. Okay, that last one is more of a sillier story, very brief, though it would be pretty interesting to see some more stories of people who've come across these alien brain pets. I'd say this next one's a little bit more serious, but it's not. But it is interesting. It was a Sunday afternoon, around 2 p.m. in Casablanca, California, and a large group of boys were all playing in a yard in front of one of their houses. That's when they noticed the first strange object in the sky above them. Soon, others appeared and disappeared with a musical ping, putting on a show that the boys thought was pretty fun. But anytime they tried to get one of the adults in the house to look, everything vanished. So it was just for them to see, and they soon accepted this. One of the objects, multicolored and bright, landed about half a block away in a field. Then two of the older boys saw a strange thing in the front of the house next door. It was about 3.5 feet tall, floating above the ground, and transparent enough that they could see the brickwork of the house through the thing's body. It wore a belt with a round disc that glimmered like a mirror. The creature appeared to have eyes and a mouth, but across the area a nose would be, there was just 4 round objects that shined like diamonds. Another boy claimed to see just an arm floating alone in the air, beckoning him to come closer. And then another full being emerged from a landed craft, also floating above the ground, but much more solid looking than the previous objects. And this one appeared to be wearing a satin-like material, and it had 4 legs and 4 hands, each of its arms splitting in 2 at the elbow. This being somehow communicated to one of the boys, telling him to climb up a nearby tree so that he could be picked up in 15 minutes. Using a hose, the older kids kept the younger ones out of the tree, and 15 minutes later, the strange object flew around the top of the tree before all the objects disappeared for the last time. Ooh, aliens, right? And sea creatures. For real though, that first one, McCleary, very interesting story. Definitely worth looking into if that caught your attention. I think I remember reading somewhere that people eventually started saying that the creature that attacked the other boys was a creature from a TV show that was on at the time or something like that. I'd have to look more into it, but it could make for a very interesting video someday. Anyways, if you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say I really appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be sticking to a schedule from now on. I'd like to aim for 2 videos a week, Thursday and Sundays. I might throw out, like a shorts or something on a random day at a random time, but for the most part, we'll do the 2 videos a week and see how that goes. And yeah, I'll leave it there for now. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you're treating yourself well. Alright. Have a good night. Bye for now.